What is this beautiful place? Who are these beautiful people, I guess? There aren't really many people around right now, but pretend there are. Bear with me. It's a dramatic intro. Who is that beautiful horse? Hello, you. Are you a trap? You're not a trap. That means there have been even more storms than there were when I last logged into this server. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pixlriffs. This creeper is dangerous. That's going to happen a lot. Welcome to the Division. One unfortunate creeper repair later. Hello, folks. Welcome to the Division. And this is not, let me stress to you very quickly, this is not the Division as in that one game that's kind of like an open world, survival, apocalyptic, military thing. Not that at all. This is an SMP server lightly modded for builders that has been set up by Mr. BJW. We've got a few of our friends and co-workers on here, a few people that you have probably become familiar with if you've been watching Decidedly Vanilla. We have Vanilla Raccoon is on here, we have the Pigglesworth is on here, ZloyXP is around as well. There are definitely a few of our friends and neighbours hanging out on this server together, and this is Spawn. As far as I know, there are a few plans for what people are going to build on this server, one of which was a kind of medieval village, and this apparently isn't it. There have been plans to build some kind of castle town in the hills to the north, especially because if you look on the mini-map, as we get closer, you will see that the hills, the kind of snowy area up here, completely surrounds us to the north, so it'd be kind of cool to have a nice wintry castle up there. People have been talking about Winterfell from Game of Thrones in the Discord chat we have set up for this server, stuff like that. So there are going to be a few different interesting building projects going on here, and I highly recommend that you go and check out the channels of everybody else who's going to be involved with this server. I will put a link to them in the description, of course, so you guys will be able to go and check them out. But this is a really beautiful world. This is custom generated terrain. BJ has put together this map for us and populated it with ridiculous trees, and this is ever so slightly modded in that there are a few trees which, despite the fact that you're growing them from regular oak saplings, look completely different to the kind of trees you would get in the vanilla game. We also have a bunch of mods which are specifically for the customization of buildings. We've got ourselves some chisels and bits, as you can tell from the sign that BJ has made for this fantastic inn, and now I look at it, I'm just noticing that he's put slabs of stuff and stairs in the roof in odd little patterns, which kind of makes me want to look at this building from above and to the side a little bit to see what happens. So maybe we'll make our way up there and see what he's done with the roof, because I'm kind of interested in learning some new building styles from these guys, just so that I don't end up getting a little bit too stuck in my ways. But yeah, this is the Divis Inn. This is the place where people can come and enchant their stuff. BJ was working on this basically all day and night the other day just to get this place ship shape, and there are still a few things to be adjusted here and there, but it's looking pretty amazing, let me tell you. You can actually get up here. I'm not quite sure if you can get up here from the enchanting setup, but you can drop down from the opposite side of the inn. Oh no, he's put the trapdoors on that side, hasn't he? Of course he has. Can you get in through here? Little alcove? I guess not, no worries. But yeah, I've been enchanting a little bit of stuff. I've started out on this server pretty strong. One of the other things about this server is that it has vein miner involved. It has, I think it's the mod is called like ore excavation or something like that, but it allows for vein mining, and vein mining can be done on pretty much anything. It's not just ores, it's also trees, it's also stone, so it is very, very easy to collect resources on this server, which is pretty great. All you need to do is hold down that key next to the one button, punch a tree, and boom, the entire thing's gone, along with a ton of saplings it's been dropping. So I've been generating some charcoal over here. This is my little setup down here by the water, and I've been smelting myself, for a start, a ton of fish, because fishing, this is a 1.10 modded server. We're probably going to upgrade to 1.11 eventually, but this is before they nerfed fishing a little bit, so I've been getting some really decent gear from fishing. I fished myself up a mending rod I was in business. And then I got myself some power bows, and I'm looking forward to getting a couple of extra things like that. I've got some, I think I have an enchanted book around here with looting 3 on it. Doing pretty well, and diamonds were dead easy to come by because of Vein Miner, because you could literally just mine out an entire like 5x5 chunk of stone around yourself. It may even be more than that, I forget, but there's a lot you can do with Vein Miner, which just makes things so much more relaxing to obtain resources, for one thing. Like, I find myself just grabbing tons of cobblestone and gravel and andesite and that kind of stuff just from digging underground, and I'm like, oh, that was the simplest thing in the world to collect. Likewise, wood. I've been getting absolute tons of wood from these trees, turning it into fuel, and then we are pretty much set up to do whatever we want to do. So what do we want to do on this server? That's a question. I don't want this server to take away from decidedly vanilla. It's building focused mainly, so there isn't going to be the main sort of story. There might be a little bit of collaboration, but mainly what I'm going to be doing is a series of builds, either in theme with the areas that I'm building in, the areas that have been kind of decided upon for group projects, stuff like the medieval town, and I think people were suggesting like a kind of logging camp somewhere, that kind of thing, and I'm already doing a fair bit of that, so I imagine I could lend my assistance with that. But also, probably if I feel like going out on my own and doing a build somewhere with a spectacular landscape behind it and that kind of thing, I will consider doing it on this server, because there's some really nice terrain around here, some really cool stuff to experiment with. It's definitely not your default Minecraft landscape at all, so we'll be seeing some interesting builds come out of this server, but building is definitely the focus. It's less of the role-playing and adventuring and that kind of stuff, and more just straight up building, seeing what we can do. So I'm going to work on some stuff today. The first thing I'm going to do is, as soon as I came down to this little waterscape down here, and Vanilla Raccoon has set up a little log cabin over there, and there's some stuff going on, some farming is happening. There's a little bit of a farm down here which BJ set up himself, but he said we can tear this up and move it, do what we want with it. I'm going to build a water mill down here. That's the first thing I thought of when I came down here. I said this deserves some kind of water mill build, and those of you who follow me on Twitter will probably have seen a couple of days ago I posted a screenshot of it. I was working on it in creative, but in a regular default Minecraft survival world. So I'm gonna see what I can do in this area to make myself a water mill. Probably move some of these trees from around here, but I'm gathering resources, I'm putting some stuff together, and hopefully this is all going to turn out pretty good. So I'm going to build a little bit, and I'll see you guys in a minute. So that is a build. That is a build, or at least part of one. It's not entirely done yet, but I've got at least the facade in there, and it's looking pretty good. I'm quite enjoying it. I added the water on the front to make it look like there was water kind of splashing over the wheel, and I really like the way this came together for the most part. There's definitely a dimension lacking, and it's the back. The back half of the building is basically not there. I've done the front. I just want it to look good from the river as far as people passing by are concerned, but around the back here you will know that we have very little actually going on. So this is eventually, I'm going to build this out kind of off camera because the back half of the building is not going to be that interesting. It's just going to be kind of utilitarian. It's going to be facing into this woodland area anyway, which, by the way, there's some weird stuff going on in here. There's a lot of stuff spawning, which is probably just the fact that it's so dark. There's such thick, dense foliage around that everyone is spawning back here, but a lot of zombies coming out of these woods, and a lot of them setting me on fire and knocking me into the occasional holes we have on the server, because the terrain generation, whilst it is lovely, seems to have generated an awful lot of random holes in the environment, so I've been having to deal with a few of those as I build. But no worries, the zombies are all burning in the sunlight now, so that's good. And I'm going to continue building this out off camera, probably do a little bit of interior decoration in the next episode whenever that comes around. They're not going to be all that frequent, these episodes, because I plan to kind of do big projects and kind of work on them here and there and then show the whole finished product to you guys at some point. And my overall plan for stuff I'm doing on this server is mostly to participate in some community building projects, because it's kind of cool to have an area that has like a cohesive theme to it. We haven't done that on Decidedly Vanilla for a while, so I like the... Dang it. I like the... Freaking, he's jumping in after me. Come on. I'll take you on. You and your gold pants. Get out of here. Alright, there we go. Get rid of him. The cheek of it, knocking me off my own building. Anyway, I like the idea of having these kind of community-themed areas that we can all work on and build stuff together. I think those are going to look really cool. And the rest of the time, I'm going to be working on a couple of custom projects where I'm going to build some dungeons for the other guys to explore. There is a mod in this pack, actually, roguelike dungeons, which some of you guys may have played with, actually generates little dungeons and stuff in the world, as though you had sort of a ton of extra stuff besides, like, abandoned mine shafts and desert temples and that kind of thing. There are just these odd ruined structures here and there that have loot and stuff in them. But my plan is to create more of like a dungeon crawling, run the gauntlet kind of experience where monsters jump out at you and stuff like that. And there is an item in this pack which allows you to capture a mob in a mob spawner. There's a mob fishing rod right there. So I'm thinking about trying to trap a couple of mobs for spawners and potentially rigging up spawners so you can have like a little mini CTM or something like that in this world. So that's my plan. Kind of like the stuff B-Ran used to do on Decidedly Vanilla when he was into his kind of map making phase. That's kind of stuff I want to try out on this server. So episodes may be few and far between, but I'll be playing on the server kind of on and off in the background, working on these projects, and if I've got anything big to show you guys, an episode will probably come out to let you know. But that's going to be it for today. Don't forget to check out everyone else's channels. As I said, links to them are in the video description, because they might be making videos from the server a little bit more regularly, but that's going to be it from me. Thanks for watching. My name has been Pixlriffs. Leave a like on the episode if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys soon. Bye for now.